Today we are going to be trying to answer a question that is about as old as firearms themselves. Round count. Does it actually matter? Now, I don't think I have to tell you, the debate of semi-auto versus revolver has been going on pretty much ever since the semi-auto came to existence. And as far as I can tell, the number one thing heavily debated between these two firearms is magazine capacity. Traditional revolvers hold 6 rounds, and, well, semi-autos can hold up to who knows how many, right? But do you really need that much ammunition on hand for a typical self-defense scenario? A lot of people will argue that most data shows, generally speaking, any civilian self-defense, good guy with a gun scenario, is generally resolved with less than 6 rounds. But there are cases where a lot more ammo was used, albeit with some debate on whether or not those extra rounds were legally used or if the guy was just dumping a magazine into, well, the other guy, right? We're going to do our best to answer this question with this simple setup here. We have 2 different ideologies at play, and we're going to put them to the test. Now, what we got here is we got 2 targets. 2 water jugs and 2 pairs of ribs on the front. The ribs are going to give us a good analog to, the effectiveness. Somewhat. I mean, they're obviously not living tissue anymore. They're pig ribs, so pig anatomy and human anatomy are... It's as close as we're going to get, right? To, seeing what the impact's going to be like. And as far as the water bottle is concerned, well, we're made of what, 70, 90 something % water, so hydrostatic shock is going to be another, telltale sign of what's really happening. 2 schools of thought. We got the big old heavy big bore revolver, or the light and nimble high capacity magazine of the semi-auto. I think let's start with the semi-auto first, and to truly make this fair, I do believe I need to get into the mindset of somebody who really thinks capacity, magazine capacity is high priority, right? I gotta admit, I'm more of the revolver guy, but to make this test fair, I need to delve deep into the mind of these high capacity semi-auto, tactical users. So give me a second and let me get in the zone. Hey, my name's Chuck Awesome. I'm a tactical firearms instructor. Now, I choose a high capacity magazine semi-automatic weapon because it is ridiculous to do otherwise. You do not even know what kind of scenarios you're going to get yourself in. The more rounds you have, the better, the safer you'll be. And you know what? I carry a 22 long rifle. That's right. Why? Because knockdown power is bullshit in a handgun caliber. It doesn't matter what you're shooting as long as you have a lot of them. Now, I can carry 100 rounds of 22 long rifle in my front pocket. You 45 ACP fellows are only going to get, 18? That's not enough. The firearm I choose is this black brick. Why is it a black brick? Because all semi-autos are basically black bricks, and that is for tactical purposes. You want to keep your enemy guessing. You don't want them to know exactly what kind of firearm you have. If they all look the same, that is a tactical advantage. I also vape because I'm cool, and my favorite band is Nickelback. Let's get started. as you could see, I needed all that high capacity because sometimes you don't even hit the target. I mean, if you miss, then what are you going to do? But when I did hit it, look how effective this thing is. Let me take it apart so we can see just how effective this really was. Now, as you can see, this water bottle is Swiss cheese. I mean, and look at the size of this hole. You would be feeling this for sure. You're not going to survive something like this. And as far as the ribs, I mean, my God, look at how many holes are in this thing. Like I said, Swiss cheese. I don't see how anyone could think any differently. High capacity is where it's at. Well, I got to admit, Chad Awesome might be right. I mean, the effectiveness on that was... Well, anyway, it's time to give, you know, the big bore a try, right? You know, 6 rounds. Can 6 rounds really, I mean, is it even a question at this point? I mean, did you see how many rounds Chad Awesome had? I only have 6. What could I possibly do? I mean, I got 6 more. Well, I got 5 more, but I guess I'm not exactly sure what to do at this point. Well, I only managed to shoot 1 so far, and I think the water bottle's just about had it. As far as the ribs, Chad Awesome actually warned us about this. I almost missed. I mean, I only got right at the very tip there. So I'll have to give you a close-up on this so you can see what I mean. Yeah, as you can see, I just kind of took a big old chunk right out of the pretty much this whole area here. Huh. So, well, I guess I'm not exactly sure what to... Well, you know, we have to be fair. We have to give the Revolver a fighting chance. I mean, we can't, you know... Right now, it's seeming like Chad Awesome's, you know, philosophy is the right one. I'm just going to set this up somewhere and we'll just finish shooting it. I mean, we don't have a water bottle, but at least we can see what it does to the ribs, right? Let me just set this up against, you know, a dirt pile or something, and we'll shoot the rest of the cylinder. Then we'll see. Then we'll actually see what we got here. All right, little buddy. You know, somehow this feels unnecessary, but I have to be fair. No, couldn't do it. Something inside me just felt like, you know, if this was a real self-defense scenario, those extra shots might actually hurt me more than it hurts the guy on the ground, if you catch my drift. So we're just gonna stick with the 1 that we got. And well, I mean, it's only 1 shot, so you can't be too judgmental on it. Well, what did we learn? Did we, what's the debate? What's the conclusion? Is magazine capacity the end-all, be-all of a self-defense scenario? As a matter of fact, yes, it's highly important. Possibly the most important. And to tell you the truth, Chad needed a few more shots. 'Cause look at this. I needed a few... No, fuck you, man. You can't even carry that Revolver with you. It's so big you can't even carry it in a self-defense scenario. Your test was completely unrealistic. Dude, shut up and go fucking vape. You need to calm down. Whoa! Tactical retreat! This isn't over! The comments will agree with me!